Hello, guys. Thank you for taking your time here. I will be discussing the breakout strategy, which is the most powerful strategy I've come across, and it's highly influential. And because of that, it's highly profitable. But a lot of people make so much errors because of one or two things. We'll be able to discuss them. But please, before I go further, kindly click on the subscribe button and the notification icon so that each time I post a video, you'll be able to see it first. So let's begin. Breakout strategy is a very powerful strategy. And what we are trying to talk about when it's a breakout is out of a particular limit, especially if it is on the support or the resistance. We're looking at the price breaking below the support or breaking above the resistance. So to begin with, this thing has got what it works with. You cannot follow a strategy without understanding the rules, because understanding the rules of the game will make you able to win the game. So rule number one is that the breakout candle should be big. Make sure that the breakout candle is big. That's rule number one. And then rule number two, make sure that the breakout has happened so quick. Then rule number three, make sure that there is an absence of the or selling weak if it is in a buy um, position breakout, and then make sure that the volume is good. Okay, also make sure that the momentum is good. We're looking at a good momentum, quick activities going on. We have got that resistance trend line, and we have this support trend line. Of course, we may have also counter trend based trend lines, I mean support and resistance. So for example, we are looking at a buy candlestick as happened from there. You may see something like this coming in the market, um, which is very important for you to consider, rather understand. This is a buy. We know that once the price reaches on the resistance, there's a possibility for a bounce or a breakout. But it seems like this has respected the trend line. Okay, so as the price is coming down, it keeps to respect the trend line like that. We see that there is something like a breakout, but it has been disqualified. Why has it been disqualified? Because the uh, rule number three says that the absence of, if it's on the base, we're talking about the absence of the buying wick. So basically, because of the long wick that we have here, it is something to do with the market is currently in a buy setup. That is why we have a rejection on this candlestick. So look at this. If the breakout happened like this without a wick, the candlestick closed below the trend line, then this was a breakout. But because of the wick, which is as a buy setup. So if you look at the lower time frame, you discover that this is not a sell, but rather a buy. So as we proceed, we notice that this comes up. Okay, so another thing that we are trying to see is that each time you are trading, you are noticing that every candlestick that is coming up is with a strong momentum. For example, we have this candlestick that has come up without any rejection. It hasn't closed with a rejection, no wick, or the wick may be smaller. You know, the wick may be smaller like this, very small wick, but the momentum is good, the volume is good, absence of the selling wick, and it happened so quick. And then this is a big candle. This is what we are looking for in a breakout setup. So it's very important for you to understand where the entry is, and the entry is simply you're supposed to enter from this space, because you need to understand where the entry is. Okay, we've got breakout, retest, and continuation. And we see that the wick that has been left was a sell after this breakout, which was in the lower time frame. It was creating a retest. So we enter on the retest. breakout, retest, continuation. That is where we enter from. So as you can notice, there is a continuation, and this is a very important area where we are going to put our entry from here. This is where our entry is coming from. This is where our entry is coming from. This is where our entry is coming from. And then our stop loss should come from the base, the previous low of the previous candlestick. Okay, so because of this strategy, there are a lot of things that we need to understand. I'll mention them as we go further. So we see that the entry is here after the continuation, breakout, retest, then continuation. We make our entry and we enter with 2 positions here. We enter with 2 positions based on your account size. If you have an account size from $20, $10, of course, yes, you can enter with 2 positions, but with a minimum lot size so that you do not over leverage your account. This strategy is recommended on Step Index. It's recommended on V75, V100 1S, V100, V50, V51S, V25, V25 1S, and the rest. So once your stop loss is there, you are making sure that you are trail stopping. You move the stop loss as the price keeps going up. Okay, so what are the things that we are going to look at when we are dealing with this strategy? Number 1, look at your lot size. Lot size is very important. Number 2, you're looking at making sure that your risk is based on 2%. Risk only 2%. Okay, risk only 2% of your entire capital per trade. That is what we are looking at. And then we are looking at having an entry trigger. Entry trigger. So entry trigger has to do with 1, the price location, where the price is. Is the price on resistance or support? Is it a breakout? Is it a W? Is it an M? This is what we are looking at. So entry triggers, we're looking at the candlestick pattern that has appeared. So which candlestick has appeared? Before then, you need to understand that if this setup has happened in H4, or rather it has happened in H1, you know, M5, M15, that is our entry time frame. M5 and M15 is our entry time frame. So we are making sure that as we enter this trade, we don't make loss. Okay, so make sure you enter through the entry trigger. Also, make sure your lot size is minimal. We do not want to complicate anything. Another thing, as I've mentioned in my past videos, don't risk at all. Don't risk anything. Make sure that you subscribe.